Hey guys, today we have a brand new Minimates review. Today we have the Watchmen Minimates box set. Okay, so The Watchmen. Honestly, The Watchmen, one of my favorite books of all time. I remember reading this in high school so many times. I thought it was the coolest book ever. And in 2009, there was a Watchmen movie, which I never saw. I even had somebody give me the DVD as a birthday present, and I never watched it. So, but I love the comic. And then years later, this is 2017, and Diamond Select Toys is now coming out with Minimates, which is kind of cool because apparently DC is starting to integrate the Watchmen into the mainstream DC Comics universe. Apparently, I'm seeing a lot of comic book covers with Batman and the Flash with the Watchmen button. So, I don't even know what's going on. I just like the Watchmen. Actually, there's also a Toys R Us wave to correspond with it. It's the exact same, but it features a couple more characters. But we'll talk about the box set. So, packaging-wise, black and yellow, Watchmen, Minimates box set. On the side, you've got the 4 characters. And on the back, you can mix and match parts. You've got Dr. Manhattan, who glows in the dark, the comedian, Night Owl, and Rorschach. Both of them have alternate looks. So, who watches The Watchmen? Whoever watches this video, I guess. Let's begin. After the Keene Act was passed, outlawed crime fighter Rorschach went underground. But when vigilante-turned-government agent the Comedian is killed, Rorschach seeks out his old partner, Night Owl, to get to the bottom of a conspiracy that may involve the world's only known superpowered human, Dr. Manhattan. First up, we have Dr. Manhattan. Okay, so clearly we have to start the box set with the most identifiable Watchmen character, Dr. Manhattan. And this is a killer Minimate. Detail-wise, he's cast in a translucent blue color scheme. And looking up close, you can see some of the colors on him are a little darker than others. His hands and his groin, especially compared to his torso. Same thing with his feet. Does look nice that you get some detailing on the back. Then on his chest, it's just his chest. Going down to his crotch, they have intentionally left out something that was very liberally shown in the comic. Then just a little bit of leg detailing. Like I said, you can really tell the difference between his feet and his legs. Then his face. It's just a generic expression. He does have the little dot on his head. Yeah, looks nice. You can see his ears. And the best part is that since he's casted like this, he can indeed glow in the dark. And it's not really showing up that perfectly on camera. I'm not picking him up at all. Okay, I have toyed with my camera a little bit, and you can now actually see what he looks like. And wow, that's a little crazy. So it looks really nice in the dark. Wow, that looks a heck of a lot cooler in the dark. You can even see that his painting sort of clashes now with the plastic, so it sticks through. Awesome. Though his eyes don't really glow. Other than that, articulation-wise, Dr. Manhattan can do, well, everything really. Since he has no molded parts, free range movement. And accessory-wise, display stand, that's a flight stand, standard display stand, and then something kind of cool. So, he was either shown naked or wearing pants, and I'm talking a Speedo. So, DST was kind enough to include a Speedo that you could just freely swap in and out. Nice. Overall, Dr. Manhattan is a treat. I love the glow-in-the-dark. Next up, we have the Comedian. Okay, so the Comedian. So he sort of has a special ops / tactical sort of look going on with the obvious mask and the glaring red and blue shoulder pads. So the first thing you'll notice is the sort of tactical vest he's got on. This is a new piece. Does look nice. You can see some bullets. Dig the shoulder pads. Then going down, he's got some, like, no strapping, no strapping on his arms. And he's got gloves. You can also see a little bit of chest detailing underneath. They didn't just make his whole torso sculpted. He's got 2 holsters that are the standard pistol variety, as well as little boot detailing. His hairpiece is nothing new. I'm like 80% sure. And the face, he's just got a grin. Dig the mustache. And then articulation-wise, the comedian can do, well, he can move. I'll give him that. But accessory-wise, I'm disappointed because all he comes with is a set of pistols. And they're like, not even anything new. It's just the standard silver pistol variety. Like, this guy should have had like a shotgun or a grenade launcher, just some kind of weapon, or a cigar, maybe, other than just 2 guns. Overall, the comedian looks nice, but a lack of accessories really brings him down. Next up, we have Night Owl. Okay, so this sort of Batman ripoff of the Watchmen. Is it a ripoff if DC made it themselves? I don't know. So, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of how he looks in the movie. I just don't know why. It looks a little too streamlined and a little too nice. So, detail-wise, you can see the cape. A lot of brown on this guy. See his belt. I will say they did a great job with the detailing. I mean, it looks just like the guy. Dig the arm detailing, the cape. There is nothing on the back of his torso. And the cape is a new piece, which is nice. Then you get to the mask. It's good for the most part. It's got like the goggles and the sort of owl cowl. But like, you can totally see the very bottom of his like eyeglasses. So I think the mask needed to be a little lower, just like a couple millimeters lower. And just a very neutral expression. Then articulation-wise, Night Owl can do everything. Nothing is prohibited other than his legs. Bam. Then accessory-wise, display stand, and an alternate hairpiece. Hairpiece I don't recognize, so I think it might actually be new. And, ooh, crazy splotch of brown on the back of his head. Look at that. Overall, Night Owl looks nice, but I'm not a fan of the design. That's not who you care about. You care about Rorschach. I mean, who doesn't like Rorschach? It's like Batman on steroids, and he just, woo, he's awesome. And this figure is definitely the bomb diggity. So one of my first ever Minimate customs was this really poorly painted Rorschach figure. And if I had it, I would show you guys, but I have no idea where it is. I like took a fedora from a Minimate and like cut his hair off, and then I like repainted a figure brown, but it was like a puke brown. It really did not look that nice. This guy though, ooh. I will have to show you guys the custom I made a long time ago at some point. I'll put it on Twitter or something. And then, this guy is great. He's got a new trench coat piece. You can actually see the individual buttons, the tie. Ooh, so nice. Nothing underneath, unfortunately. He does have the little ruffle. You can see some very simple cufflinks on his arms, as well as purple pants. Dig the striping, and the striping only goes on the outsides and the front. And then brown shoes. So on the head, he's got a really nice fedora. No hair. Then, of course, the iconic Rorschach test mask. Honestly, it looks like a blob, but with the hat on, it looks just right. Very nice. Articulation-wise, Rorschach is rocking. Can't really do that much at his legs, but he can still kind of do some action kicks. With the arm. Head can't do that much in terms of rotation because of the hat and the way the hood of his coat is designed. And then accessory-wise, display stand. Rorschach's iconic grappling gun. Yes. Beautifully rendered in this tiny format. I dig it so much. And he also comes with an alternate head. So yeah, you can have him decked out. Normal Rorschach or not Rorschach. I think it would be best if you got a prison inmate outfit and then just threw this head on underneath. Or you can be lame and get rid of the Rorschach mask. And do this. You got one eye that's squinting. It's got a bandage. It looks great. Overall, Rorschach is the best. So overall, that was the Watchmen Minimates box set. Awesome little set right here. I super dig Rorschach and Dr. Manhattan. I mean, Rorschach is already awesome. Great design, super cool. And I just think they really translated him perfectly into the Minimate form. Dr. Manhattan as well. I mean, he might not be anatomically correct, which I don't really want him to be, because this is a toy. But I love the glow-in-the-dark features. It's just so cool. I think the only figure I don't really care for that much is Night Owl, but that's just because I don't really care for the design of the movie Night Owl. And then the comedian is also really good. He just needs some more guns. And a cigar. So, great set. Highly recommend. You can either get it in the box set format, or at Toys R Us you can get them in 2-packs where it's Rorschach with Dr. Manhattan. So if you're on a budget, you can just get the best 2 figures of the set. Then Comedian with Night Owl. And then there's a Ozymandias with Silk Spectre set at Toys R Us, and I will eventually talk about that set. I have it, but knowing my recording schedule, it's going to be like 5 months before I finish these. But we'll see what happens. So anyway, that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Check me out on social media, and did you like the video? Well then rate, comment, subscribe, and like, and I'll see you later.